Hello everybody. Hello Giovanni. You got no right to start flirting that early. Ito. Hello everybody. Hi Spacey. Hi Meteorite. Hi Mark. Hi Goody. Yeet. Giovanni, of course. How are all of you doing? Hang on, let me make sure I can see you all through the static. That's a little bit better. There we go. How are all of you doing today? I'm a little bit sleepy today. Been running around, doing D&D, currently dying in Minecraft. To what? To creepers? To lava? What are you dying by? Do tell. But yeah, today's gonna be a bit of a sleepy little stream. The reason I've been quite busy, the warden. I wanna play more Minecraft and see the warden. I haven't experienced the warden enough. I've only been there once with a friend when we were exploring the deep dark, and it got really bad. Basically, it was a lot of hiding up in the ceiling until the warden went away. I'm very bad at Minecraft. I'm very bad at any game that requires stealth. Suffering lurks just around the corner. All it takes is one bad roll. What a philosophy of life. I'm not sure what's up with my blinking today. It feels like it's a bit off, but who knows? It's my first time finding an Asian city. Came back with wool to shove around his ears. We got wool slabs now in Minecraft. We got cushions in Minecraft, so now you can sit down around the warden without causing any trouble. It's my dream one day to have a pet warden. It's possible. You just need to make sure everything around him is encased in wool. So one of these days, I'm gonna lure a warden back from I wanna call it the Underdark, but from the ancient city. And I'm gonna put him in a little zoo. And then he'll be my little pet warden. Forever. That'll work. I've seen people do it. It takes a lot of effort and probably will destroy many things along the way. Which is why I always like mods that let you just catch things. Because it's so much hard work to pull things back in a boat. Oh no, Yeet! Oh, you're getting marginally better. Unfortunately, as you creep up along the warden, you step on a very snappy stick. He slowly turns around to meet your gaze with his eyeless maw. I hope you managed to escape the warden. But yes, I was going to say, before I got distracted, first of all, those of you who need to sleep, please go and sleep. Especially my mod Spacey. If you're still awake and you need to sleep, please go and sleep. It's slow, but I can fly around mobs with a friendly gas to take them home. Oh, that's true. I wonder, could you pick up a warden with a friendly gas? Anyway, I'll save that for the Minecraft stream. I will never sleep again. No, what did you do? But if all of you, if you need to sleep, please go and sleep. Okay? I do not condone you staying up late at night. Even though Tenny has been staying up quite late at night. You have been saved from the squads. Yeet needs to go fight off the warden. When they're finished, then they'll return to squads, I'm sure. I'll keep getting distracted from my stories. But I've been sleeping really late these few nights. Partially because of insomnia, but also the reason I've been so busy is, of course, you guys know I'm still not in my bunker, still on the floor. But I have also been commissioned to do some props for a little event. I can't give too much away because it's all personal stuff. But I've been busy doing up props and working on an outfit for the event. And sometimes I don't sleep on time. Mainly because I was rushing it. There was supposed to be some marketing done. And they're all very nice. And I wanted to try and finish my outfit and everything by the deadline. But very, very luckily, I'm just playing a background person, so I don't actually need to do the marketing. And the guys, he's one of my colleagues. He's also very nice. He says, I know you don't like being on camera, so it's okay. You don't need to be in a marketing reel. And I was like, good. I'm so happy. Now I don't need to rush my costume. And I don't need to be in the public eye view, which I'm very afraid of. Thank you for the posture. Yeah, I will sit up straighter on the floor. I should make a spine cracking noise play whenever somebody redeems it, right? So you know, you can hear the sound of my poor spine being straightened out. So, hello, Pookie. Pookie Imane? Is that how you pronounce it? Welcome to the stream. I'm just waxing on about not sleeping very well. Which all of you don't follow my example. Please sleep if you need to. Please take care of yourself. Go and sleep right now if it's more than 11 p.m. where you are. Go and sleep. Alright? And if you want to take a nap right now, go and take a nap. This is Tanya giving you permission to go and rest and take care of yourselves, okay? But yeah, now that I don't have as quick a deadline, I can relax a little bit. Thank you so much for the follow, Pookie. Welcome to the bunker. You are now one of my cosmy roaches. I hope you like plushy roaches because that's what you are. How's your sleep schedule? How's your sleep schedule, Pookie? Except I am really tired. 7:30 a.m. So I don't go and take a nap, Spacey. Go and rest. Sleep is important. And you know what? When you're an adult, you don't take enough naps. That's very, very true. I don't take enough naps. I don't get enough sleep. I don't know. No, 1 second. 1 second. There was a knock at my door, and I panicked. But I'm back. Uh, it was my relative came back from dinner, and they got me a thing. Oh, they got me a blind box. I have a blind box right here. Okay, let me explain. I told I'm living with some relatives right now. I said I'm running D&D games because they don't know I'm a streamer. Actually, let me just double check the door is locked. Little. Okay, it's locked. We're properly locked. We are alone together. Hello, Amiro. So they forgot that I was running a game, quote unquote running a game, because they know I host D&D. They don't know I stream, and I hope to never have them find out I stream. It's just a secret between you, me, my friends, and some people that I told before I regret telling them. And they came to hand me some sweets and a blind box that's already been opened. So it's what's this? It's child of weather blind boxes. I'll show it to you later when I turn on the hand cam. It's already open, so that wasn't really a surprise. And I've got, who are you? I've got Breeze. The little. This is terrible. I'm describing a blind box to you, but I've never opened a blind box before. Oh well, I have, but for other people. What's today's mission? Today's mission is a little bit of sewing, but let's chat first. I've been going to bed at 11:30 and falling asleep at 1:32 a.m. Waking up at 7:30, and so I'm suffering a little. At least you are getting at least 6 hours. You try and get a little bit more. Just sleep in a little bit more if you don't need to be up so early. I don't know what to do with this creature that I hold in my hands. The little, I guess it's a dog. It looks like a Labubu but cuter. And I don't know. I don't really like blind boxes. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, I understand if you're a collector and you are interested in collecting things, but I don't really like blind boxes as much because so many people just get them in excess and they don't really appreciate the stuff in a blind box, you know? They just do it because it's a trend, and then once they're bought, it's all plastic pollution. I, it is really cute, but I don't know where to put this. I don't like keeping a lot of things on display either, unless it's my Isaac figurines, my binding of Isaac figurines. I will display those forever because I love Isaac. I don't like gambling. Yeah, I don't really like the gacha element of blind boxes as well. Sound off. Who actually likes blind boxes here? If you do, tell me why do you like them? Is it just cause it's cute? I mean, it is pretty. It's. I feel bad. I feel bad because I'm looking at this small creature in my hands. It's really pretty. It's really cute, and I don't really want to keep it. I don't know what it was. It's a gift from my relative, so that's nice. But I don't like displaying out random stuff because they collect dust. I'm very anti knickknack. I don't like knickknacks because they collect dust. I think they're awesome for people who can maintain them. But yeah. Should I do a giveaway? Should I do a giveaway of this little creature? It is awfully cute. It's making me choke on my sweet. I'll show it to you guys in a little bit when we have hand cam on. I'm sorry, I'm a bit flustered. I don't know what to do. It's just like somebody randomly knocks on your door, you go and open it, they thrust some things into your hand. It's a open blind box, and now you're holding this small curly creature in your hands. And I'm gonna sound extremely whiny. I don't like that there's parts of it that are plastic. I don't know if you can hear it if I tap it. ASMR. I don't like plastic bits on cuddly creatures because that means you can't cuddle with them, or you can't put them in your bed without a risk of turning over and getting punctured in the middle of the night and having to, I don't know, go to the hospital. I'm not speaking from experience. I cuddle with all the soft things. But yep, that's I'm gonna put it down now. And yeah, I don't. What would you guys do if you were given a random blind box by someone? What would you guys do with it? Tell me, what should I do with this tiny creature? Again, I'll show it on camera later on. What was I talking about? What was I saying? What was I doing in life? I can't remember. I guess that's the end of the stream. Good night, everybody. My sister is heartless because she burned the gift she was given for a Christmas present. Oh no. Was it meant to be burnt? Okay, you're heartless, because for giving squats to do. There's a part of me that's just tempted to fake them one day, but I won't. I won't because I'm an honest enough person. I'll do squats for you guys. Come on, let's do squats together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You don't get to leave that easily. I thought who came out with squats in the first place? Who was the first person to come out with squats? Despite all the squats, I'm still a little bit sleepy. It's just been. It's not even been that long a day. I've just been sewing, and I had D&D today in the morning. I guess I slept a bit late last night, which is why I'm still a little bit sleepy. I'm slowly getting back into the swing of things, VTubing and all of that. Trying to be more social. I've not been doing a great job of it recently, I'll be honest. I don't think I have replied to enough people. And I don't know. Give me a second. Give me a second. Sleepy brain is kicking in. Eto. What do you guys do to keep yourselves awake? What? Eto. You know what? I'm gonna get a plushie to cuddle with. Just because I think you'll feel better. I'm gonna grab... Got it! I'm gonna grab Isaac. I got my big boy plushie Isaac. My Binding of Isaac plushie. He's got a really, really big head, which makes him excellent for cuddling with. And also he looks weird. What's your reaction, chat? If you go into somebody's room, if they invite you into their room, of course, and the first thing you see on their bed is just a giant plushie of a crying toddler. I promise it makes sense in the game. But it's just a big-headed plushie of a crying child. Would you guys think that person is weird? Would you run out of there? He is very cuddly. I'll be honest, he's not the weirdest plushie I have. That goes to the second Isaac plushie that I own, which is will I get demonetized? Or what's not will I get banned if I say this? There's a character in The Binding of Isaac where it's a version of Isaac who suffocated in a chest, in a treasure chest. So his skin is entirely blue and there's crosses over his eyes, and he is called something that rhymes with red. So he's called Red Blue Baby by the fandom, and I think even officially now he might actually be called quote unquote Red Blue Baby, which I have a plushie of. He's the same size as Isaac because he's just another version of Isaac, and yeah, he has crosses over his eyes. He came with a little plushie in the shape of a little poop, because that's his item that he starts with. And he is also on my bed. So, combined together, you go into somebody's room. They're inviting you in just for like a chat. You come in and you see two plushies on the bed. One of a crying child, the other of a red-blue child. What's your reaction? Spaces, I have so many plushies in my room. Sharks, moths, weird zombie VTubers. Oh my, what kind of weird zombie VTubers? I am half tempted. I'm half tempted because all the VTubers, or most of the VTubers that I like are either zombies or Frankenstein monsters. So they follow a certain theme. Maybe I should have a Halloween dress up where I dress up as a zombie. Why are we in your room to talk? Because the rest of the house is not air conditioned. And in my imaginary room, there's a nice big board game table we can talk at. I only have one plushie and it's Oshawott. But I meant the Pokemon and Pokemon plushies are really cute. I saw the Jaden animation video where she unboxes, I think at the time, all of the Pokemon plushies, or all the, I think they're called sitting cuties. They can sit down, or the best that most Pokemon can sit down. And she just went through all of them and put them up on a shelf. And for somebody who likes Pokemon, that must have been amazing. I like Pokemon a normal amount. I don't play the games, but I really, really enjoy the lore. I love listening to videos of people breaking down the lore of Pokemon and all of that. Hello, Bars. Hello, how are you doing today? I saw your artwork. It was really, really awesome. Thank you for tagging me in it. Ito. Uh, do you guys like Pokemon? Do you play Pokemon? Tell me, has it held up to the test of time? Or has it has it fallen off in your opinion? Sorry, I had to just reply something. Second best investment I ever made. Second only to when I hired my divorce lawyer. Ito. I hope it was amicable and that you got the house, the kids, the garden, the secret buried treasure beneath the dirt with the map that leads you to the other secret hidden buried treasure on the other side of the world where you're going to have an amazing adventure meeting new friends along the way and rediscovering the meaning and nature of life. I hope you got all of that. And if you didn't, then make sure that your lawyer gets it for you. Got also hot. That was a true treasure along the way. Maybe the One Piece was the Oshawott all along. Ato. What kind of shark plushies? Hammerhead, Great White, Tiger. Do I know more sharks? Ato. I don't know more sharks. Can I address you as both a man and a woman? I can't figure out how to address the same person as they in Russian. We have I can't pronounce that, which means either plural or you with respect. Yeah, I think that's okay, Bars. Thank you so much for making the effort. I really appreciate it. Doesn't work that way with verbs. Yeah, you can address me whatever way makes you feel comfortable with saying it. I'll be honest. So, when it comes to things like gender and pronouns, I don't really mind how you call me. Of course, I always appreciate it if you use non binary pronouns. I like those the most, I won't lie. But over the years, I have sort of, how do you say, made peace? Or rather, as long as the people who are closest to me in life know how I want to be addressed, then that's more than okay with me. Anybody else outside of that could call me whatever they want, as long as the closest people to me, respect what I prefer, and then that's enough. Whatever gender is funniest. The Pokemon gender. I'm thinking of a very specific shark plushie that's a good indicator for something. I don't have the IKEA shark. I've seen IKEA, I'm not sure I pronounce it, IKEA plushies. They are cute, but I call it scarcity. I don't like when things are mass produced. I don't know. I don't like things that are just everywhere on the shelf. Hello, Cookie. How are you doing today, Cookie? And hello, Game Player. Hello, it's been a while since I've seen you. And Cookie, I've seen you recently, but it's always nice to see you again. My pronouns are Batman. Understood. We'll only call you by the night. But yes, what are you guys' favorite plushies? Or do you own any plushies that you really like? I was saying, and this is no hate to anyone who has plushies that they have gotten from just anywhere in the world, but I prefer plushies that are limited or very niche. So I don't like going to a store and seeing shelves full of the same. Let's use a shark since the shark is being talked about. The same shark plushie over and over again on all of the shelves. I couldn't sleep yesterday, ended up passing out around 12 p.m. Oh no! Were you able to get some sleep then, or do you need more sleep? Please go sleep if you need it. My favorite plushies are my Rosy Maple Moth and Bahamut from Squishables. I don't think there has been ever any better two plushies to describe you, Spacey. But yes, coming back to it, I don't enjoy having plushies that you could just get off the shelf. They're obviously machine made, right? And there's nothing wrong with getting machine made plushies. But to me, I always want things that are more customized or more limited. Are we talking plushies? We're always talking plushies. And I hope maybe it will help with your insomnia. There's no scientific backing behind that. But you know what? Plushies are cute enough. They don't need scientific reasoning to help people sleep. I like the limited edition Binding of Isaac plushies, for example, that you only get because you're a specific fan of the game. Or custom plushies that you can ask people to make. I've never been satisfied by things that you can just get off the shelf. And please don't feel bad if you just, you come into a store and you see something that really speaks to you. People can enjoy what they enjoy, okay? And people have loved plushies that are machine-made generic plushies from wherever in the world. And you know what? The plushies I own, they're all machine-made as well. I'm not expecting someone to have custom hand-sewn the plushies I made. The only hand-sewing here will be by me. Lahaj is the shark plushie I was thinking of. What does it look like? Little shark. I like silly looking plushies that you only see in a small store as a singular item. Yes, Cookie. I think you get what I mean. I just don't like shelves and shelves of the same plushie over and over again. Of course, you can find one that's special to you. I want to put extra stress that there's nothing wrong with loving a mass-produced plushie. But I just like having something special. Hey, game player. Hello again. What's your favorite plushie? Or what plushie do you own? I thought today is a plushie filled day. Today is a sleepy day. I've been busy doing props for an event, so I haven't gotten sleep all that well. So forgive me if today is just a little bit sleepy. If it's I'm gonna try and aim for maybe 3 hours again, but it might be a bit short depending. I'm gonna just take it slow and easy and cozy today. But of course, we're gonna start every stream off with just chatting to you guys and hearing about your day. It's the weekend. I can't believe it's the weekend. It's a cozy night. Exactly. Hopefully, cozy enough for all of you to get some good rest. I know a couple of you must be dreading the week up ahead. Or you might be finishing off work. So what Google says about the Blahaj is the look. It's a soft, large, friendly-looking blue shark with a wide, cute belly. It's large enough to act as a body pillow, making it great for cuddling. Which is what all plushies should be for. Just cuddling and falling asleep. And feeling happy next to. I've got Isaac. I've got little plushie Isaac in my arms right now. And I'm just... he's a very good pillow. I can't wait time to see you make my little slime guy my friend's plushie. I can't wait either. I've got 2 more plushies to finish before I get to yours. By then, I hope and I pray that I'll be able to... can I check out the general chat? Is worth it. What's in general chat today? Also, I hope and I pray that PayPal will be done by then. It's Spacey's plushie collection in the Discord. It's so cute. You got one of the big... for those of you who don't know what it is, please check out the Discord. Spacey's posted up their plushie collection in the main chat. I love the little shark at the bottom. He looks so helpless. He looks like he needs help. I have one of the cute octopus plushies, and I keep him on the side of my bed as my glasses holder. Is it the one that can turn inside out and be a different color? But it's amazing. All your plushie collections are really, really cute. I've been seeing that one. That was quite popular. The mine's blue and pink. Do you ever turn it inside out, or do you just keep it one color? But yes, I was gonna say, I hope that the PayPal issues will be resolved by then. I think what I'm going to do, if I'm so sorry. There's no positive update about PayPal. It's just stuff being rejected, me sending in new forms, them rejecting it again, not telling me that it's been rejected, so I have to physically call in and ask what's going on. I think what I'm going to do though is my patience has reached the limit. My patience has really reached a bit of a limit. I just want it sorted so I can continue opening up commissions for you guys, and I want to get my manager back, so I need to pay her as well. PayPal's still being a jerk, yeah? Yeah, very much a jerk. I'm not too worried about it because I will eat the money still. So that's very very sweet, Bonnie. I just hate how much like it's even if you say it's not a problem, right? I dislike that you have to have this thing on your mind, that you gotta like, oh yeah, I need to wait for this issue to be sorted out before I can, continue the process of commissioning a plushie. Because ultimately, you are my client, customer, commissioner. You are my customer on VGen, and I wanna give you the best experience. So it does frustrate me that it's not going as smoothly as I hoped. For as nice as you are, which you are very very nice. But what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna talk to PayPal probably tomorrow, and if what I suspect is that it's been rejected again, that my latest form has probably been rejected, which is fine. And I think I will nag at them. I will channel as much of a Karen as I possibly can, and I will see if I can just get them to revert it to a personal account. And yeah, the biggest issue the personal account is, of course, with PayPal. It needs your legal name, which I don't like because I don't want people searching me up. I don't want people finding out where I am. But I would rather have things up and running than broken and potentially never fixed. So I might just ask them to revert it back to a normal account, a personal account, and I'll see how I can deal with it that way. Of course, I will always try to just get things done. I honestly don't know what's going on. I don't know, like Cookie says, I don't know why they're jerks. Not the people at the call center, but the people higher up who reject the forms that I give in but don't give me an explanation of why, or don't give me any solutions other than nope, it doesn't work, please keep submitting the same thing over and over and over again. It makes me tired to think about. And I just have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. Maybe I might even have to escalate and ask to speak to a supervisor or something. But I've looked online, and people have said that they haven't had any issue turning their hobby business into a business account. It's a big company, so they don't care about detailing every single customer they got because they have more to worry about. I understand that, but it's just so frustrating because it's been more than a month already. I would prefer to pay you to VGen because I want to get credited for getting verified, but I just want support. I think VGen is still through PayPal though. I'm not quite sure. I'm sorry I turned off the throw plushies for today just because I wanted to not have my laptop crash today. I think you can try through Stripe, but I worry because I'm not Stripe is like, educate me because I'm a bit clueless when it comes to this. I do have Stripe linked up to my VGen. Does it work without PayPal? Because I feel like with Stripe it asks me to go through PayPal, right? Or does having Stripe mean that it won't go through PayPal, just go directly to me, to my account? Because I also want to make it comfortable for you. And PayPal is unfortunately used for majority of things around here, which, terrible that it's the biggest conglomerate, the biggest giant for this. Hello, Sylphan. Hello, Sylphan. How are you? Eto. Oops, accident. Oh no. Oh, did I accidentally delete? Niavoni's message. I think I might have accidentally deleted Niavoni's message. I'm sorry. I pressed... the chat moved up and I pressed the wrong button. Just throw my card at the screen. Oops, hello. I'm sorry, Niavoni. I'm sorry. I see it. I see your message. You can try through Stripe and see if it goes through. I'm sorry that you are my guinea pig in testing whether it works. Actually, I should try and test it and see if it works. Ito. Hello, Silver. I'm doing okay. Just as usual, talking about plushies, being a little sleepy. Thank you for the hydrate. I will drink a little bit. Enough of the spray. Dito. Just the usual, complaining about PayPal, as always. I can't wait for the day when everything's sorted and I never have to talk about PayPal ever again. You're looking lovely today. Hello. Thank you, Cookie. You're very, very sweet. I'm sleepy today. I don't know how lovely that is. Hello, Dave. Hello. It's a sleepy stream, Dave. How are you? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you also being plagued by PayPal? Like I said, I can't wait for the day that I never have to talk about PayPal again. The day where they've gotten enough free advertising out of me. I'm never gonna be sponsored by them anyway. I just can't wait till the day that I never ever ever have to say anything about them ever again. I'm very tired and very, very sore, but good. You wanna go and rest, Dave? Go and get some good sleep and dream of hardware stores and basements and all of that. You want to see something funny? Or is it squats? Is it squats? Is the funny thing squats? Is it? I know you by now. Is the funny thing squats? I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it to pop up again. And then we're gonna have to do squats together. Oh, we're all sleepy. I have funny emote. What's the funny emote? What's the little funny? The funniest emote I can think of right now is Plushie Booba. But I don't have Plushie Booba as an emote because I think I will get banned. It'll just be a 2-round plushie circle. That's where the mind goes when it's sleepy. But yes, please show me the funny emote. I wish to see it. I wish to react to it. Sleep is for the weak. And I am very, very weak, Dave. I'm super weak. I miss my old bed. It's not gone, it's just in storage until everything is sorted out. I miss my old room. I miss a lot of things. I miss having a desk. The deskless saga continues. And I also miss talking to people. I will power through the pain even if it's not medically advised. I don't think you should. I think please go and sleep. Please go and rest, Dave. It's a freak you emote squats. Of course it's all paired together. Thank you for censoring though. Oh, that's a perfect emote. Should I have a middle finger emote? What's my... Because every VTuber has their troll emote, right? What's my troll emote? It can't be the scuff one, it's just depressed. The scuff emote is just depression. It's a potentially broken toe. What's the worst? What do you mean? Firstly, how do you know it's... What do you mean potentially broken? Shouldn't you go to a doctor to ascertain if it is broken or not? And the worst that could happen is that you lose a toe. It happened before, Dave. Hang on, we're gonna do squats and then we're gonna continue scolding Dave, alright? Let's do some more squats together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yep, okay. Squats done. It's just there are levels of broken toe and you don't go to the doctor for all of it. If you're not sure whether it's a broken toe, I think it warrants at least figuring out if it's broken. Is it broken as in bruised or broken as in the bone might be gone and you need What are you guys doing? Take care of yourselves. Please. Go and see people for broken toes. Go and sleep when you need to sleep. Please do not sleep. If you have a broken toe, go and get it assessed. Ato. I'm sorry, boss. I don't know Japanese. You're a cutie. Thank you so much, Bars. You're cute too. But please, yes, please. Go and get your broken toes assessed. Go and take care of yourselves. No sleeping until your toe is fully healed, guys. Exactly. But yeah, Nirvani, do you wanna try? You can try sending the commission in through Stripe, and let's see what happens there. Maybe I'll disable PayPal on VGen. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. If you break a toe and it's not pointing in the wrong direction or something, the doctors can actually do more than you can do at home. You may as well just do it yourself. Although, I don't know how to. Something about it doesn't feel correct. I don't know how to give a counterpoint, but something about it doesn't feel correct. At least, you know, wrap it up. Don't walk. Consider being more concerned about your own well-being. I can't imagine what it's like to have a broken toe, potentially a broken bone. I have never broken a bone in this body, which means there's a saying that goes, if you've never broken a bone, then you're something past life, something didn't do anything to deserve it. All you can do for a broken toe is strap it to another toe, which is what I've already done. Well, at least you've done that much, and I hope it heals fast. I have had the misfortune of witnessing somebody who just kept breaking their toenail over and over again. The first time they stubbed it really bad, it healed, and then they fell and they hurt it again, and then that healed, and then somebody stepped on their foot while they were in boots, and then it broke again, and then one more time, and it finally healed. They fell one more time and broke that toenail once more again. So they had to keep it's a bit gross. It was broken to the point where they had to regrow it. It kept coming out. So they had to wait for it to heal over and over and over again. It started to become a running joke of them just constantly breaking their toe every other week or month. I broke my pinky when I fell into that pit with my bicycle. Please stop breaking appendages. The closest I've come is falling down and having a really bad scrape. Yamete kudasai. Practicing your Japanese bars. It hurt terribly. I did go to the clinic for some meds, but other than that, I didn't do a scan. Everything was early at night. I didn't want to come home late. Consider being wet and remember, please don't mention other streamers that I don't know. That is in the chat rules. Yeah, just careful. But they're very cool emotes. It's coming up to an hour of us just chatting. So what I'm going to do is let's take a 5-minute break, and I'll set up the little space for us to watch the sewing today, and then we'll continue on chatting for a little bit. Okay, guys? I'll see you guys in a little bit. You guys just be patient, okay? We'll be back in 5 minutes when everything is all set up. I'll be back. That's not the right one. That's it. Okay. Okay. I hope you guys didn't miss me too much. It was very, very short. I have everything more or less set up right now. I just need to adjust a few different things. As always. At some point, something is probably going to fall down. Which, you know what, is just expected at this point in time. Okay. Oops! Yep, something nearly fell. Something nearly fell. Okay, you guys can see. I'm gonna flashbang you in a little bit. There we go. I expect something to explode. Knowing me, it certainly might explode. We are back again on the floor, overturned chair, not a lot of space. That's right. Firstly, let me put the mic down and hope that it continues to pick up my voice. Let me show you guys the blind box that I was just randomly gifted today. The little creature that I have. This little thing. I don't know what to do with it. It's very cute, but I don't like keeping just random accessories that I have no emotional attachment. It's really cute. It's got parts that move, which is nice. The feet move a little bit. That's the only feet you'll ever see on my stream besides plushies. Whoops. It's filled with beans. Filled with beans inside of here. Do any of you want this? Does anybody want this creature? This weather something? I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I'll display it outside later on in life. And if his stream wasn't on my 2026 bingo card. There you go. Here's my feet. I should title this the feet stream. Shouldn't I? and just clickbait a bunch of people into thinking they're getting feet, but really they're just getting plushies and cute things. So let me change the streaming category. There we go. Okay, all done. Okay. Secondly, the second thing I'll show you guys is of course my Isaac plushie. He's really big. All you can see is his eye and a little bit of his mouth. Oh yes, he is with me today, so I can just hold on to him for a little while. The subject of today's sleepy sewing stream is of course Jiggy Jiggles. And let me try. Hello, lamb. Hello. Let me try to get an image of him up so that we can see what we're working with. Jiggy, if you guys don't know, he's been on the plushie list a while. I've been working on him very slowly, unfortunately. Every time I try to work on him, other things pop up. Other things happen. Actually, what I'm going to do is let me see if I can get an image of him with his ears properly displayed, because we're actually going to be working on his ears today, and I'm gonna need a reference picture, which I don't have. The one I have of him is just his very close-up profile. So let's save this image. Okay. And then let us get it for our viewing. Hopefully. Also, hello, I'm sorry. Today's a very sleepy stream. I've been running around doing a lot of props for people. There he is. That's Jiggy. One of his pictures. You can see he has badger ears on top of his head, which I have prepared today. I prepared these little triangle ears, and they're gonna sit on top of his head, and we're gonna position it hopefully correctly, and I'll need all of your input in order to get the shape correct, because they're very close to what cat ears look like. I'll be honest, I think you could feasibly mistake him for a cat boy if you didn't realize he was a badger. Yeah. So let's do that today. Let's do up his ears. Let's sew them down. I wanted to do his hair as well today. He's got a whole head of hair that I need to get done, but I'm sleepy, so we'll see what we can get done today. I mistake people for cat boys all the time. Is this the most I can zoom out? Yeah, I think that's the most I can zoom out for today, which is okay. And I of course have my roll of very big black thread, and I recently got a roll of a very big white thread. So they go together now, and they can stack on one another, but not very well. A bit of fluff and scrap on him. I wish I could show you the rest of what I have going on. My room is honestly covered in all sorts of material with all the prop making that I've been doing. It's just been a bit tiring. Okay, so before we sew on his ears, I am going to have to recreate his piercing on the inside. So let's do it like this. He has a little piercing on the inside of his ear. I don't know if you can actually see it in the picture, but there's a silver piercing here. So I'm going to go and recreate that, and my theory bot is gonna ban that bot that's speaking in chat, and then we're just going to have a relaxing A relaxing sleepy time together. I've sent off Lulu already. If you guys don't know, Lulu was the other plushie that I was working on. Lucian Kuromiya. She has been sent off on a plane or a ship. I think it's a ship to wherever Lulu may be. I won't tell you guys. I'm not gonna tell you where she told me she is. She just lives in a fantastical place right now in our hearts. Needle boxes always. It looks very fun, right? And I'll be honest, sometimes if I'm close by and I've got nothing to do, now when I stick my hand in, I stick my hand in very carefully. Gonna sleep. Good night, Spacey. Sleep well. Sometimes I just like touching the needles. You can grab a bunch of them without them hurting me. But you gotta be careful. You can't go in fast. You gotta go in slow to grab a bunch of needles. I probably need to sort through some of them again as well, because not all of them are as sharp as I want them to be. So, ouch, that one's sharp. I'm gonna have to go through a bunch of them, pick up the ones that are no longer up to snuff, and wrap them up carefully before I toss them away. You never want to just throw needles away willy-nilly. Always make sure that they're either wrapped up in a plastic bag or wrapped up by a piece of tissue paper, so that just in case if there are any stray animals out there getting into the garbage and whatnot, they don't get hurt. Alright? Okay, let's get this much thread, and then let's do up these piercings. And we'll just spend as much time as it takes to get all of it done. I promise there'll be more exciting streams in future, less sleepy streams. I'm slowly getting back into it, I think. And I think what I should do, chat, not cosy roaches, is every week I'm going to try and spend some time with other VTubers or other people who I know through VTubing. Be that entering in when they're doing little drawings on Discord or playing a game with them. I'm gonna try my best to keep to at least once a week. I gotta hang out with somebody so that I can keep a bit of socialness up, because at the moment I'm just being very isolated, which is all self-inflicted isolation, not wanting to interact with people when I should. You guys get that way? Do you just have moments or periods where you just don't talk to anybody, even though you really should? Let's get this. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I'm sorry if during this stream there are moments I go quiet for a little bit. I'm just sleepy. I'm just tired. I didn't do very much today, but it was more I had to do things for a long time. So I had D&D, and then I've been sewing for most of this day. And I'm gonna continue sewing even after the stream. I've got my sewing machine just off camera. She's still trucking on for as old as she's been. She's been through 2 generations now, and this is the most use that she's gotten out of herself. I'll call my sewing machine her, because she's a hard-working old woman doing her best to keep up with all the new fabrics that I keep introducing to them. And she's sputtering along. I've broken more needles this month than I have in a long time. I think more than 7 needles I've broken at this point. I just keep going through with fabrics that I really shouldn't be using in the sewing machine, things that are too tough, things that are too slippery. Uh, so it's my fault if things are starting to slow down a bit for a good old. What should I name my sewing machine, guys? What should we call her? She works off the stream, but she works really, really diligently and really, really hard to get the job done. You come up with a name. I might do a poll. I might do a little poll in on Twitter for us to decide the name of our faithful sewing machine friend. So very simply, we see now a little piercing start to form. And what we're going to do is after this, we're gonna turn it inside out to tie it off. Okay. So we got the inside of the ear, and we're just gonna do a simple knot through the back to make sure it's all tied up well. There we go. And this little cut. Because it's already on the inside, we don't need to worry too much about just letting loose thread be. And now we have a simple piercing on his ear. These are the tiny details you should pay attention to when you're trying to make someone into a plushie, okay? Because you want to make sure that all parts of that model are seen and respected. Alright, second ear time, just make sure that it's mirrored so that we have the correct ear. I wanted to ask you guys, how many of you have played Starfield? I've been on a bit of a binge lately. I've been watching a lot of videos about Starfield and why people have been really sad about Starfield. I'm never going to play it, honestly. But I just like watching people give their video critique about why they think it's a bit disappointing as a game. I think enough time has passed that a lot of people have the opinion that it didn't live up to the hype. And it's for what it's worth, I don't think it's a bad game completely. But it is disappointing because it was sold as a better game than it was meant to be, right? Oops. Hang on. A little bit of a tangled thread here. Thank you for the pat cookie. Thank you for listening to me just ramble on about things. Let's cut this a bit short. Because Bethesda, yes, I'm name dropping the company, Bethesda meant for it to be amazing, right? Whoever did their trailers, they are extremely good at marketing, because look back at any Bethesda trailer for any game that they have done, especially the Skyrim games, especially the live action trailers. I can't even chat when I'm so into the ramble. Thank you, Cookie. It's nice having you around. But yes, please check out the live action Skyrim trailers. They honestly give chills because they are just so well done, and it sells the hero story so well. Like, yes, you are the Dragonborn. Here, face off a gigantic dragon. This is all the things that you can do in Skyrim. And it looks like a movie. It makes you feel like you're in a movie. And it makes you want to be that awesome character that you see. But that's not how the gameplay actually goes. You're not really having as epic a moment that's in the trailer. And you know, most trailers they oversell what the game is. It's completely fine, especially when they put that it's not true to gameplay. You gotta have a bit of reasonable judgment to understand that the trailers aren't going to reflect everything that the game has. But they do set an expectation. And what I think about Bethesda is that they kind of Peter Molyneux themselves. For those of you who don't know what Peter Molyneux is, let me they got exaggerate a little for dramatic effect. Exactly, but here's my counter argument, okay, about why the people that say, oh, you shouldn't expect so much of the game. It's just a video game. You can't expect it to be the next greatest thing. Here's my counter argument to all of that and to the trailers and so on. And you tell me whether you agree or disagree with me. But first of all, what is Peter Molyneux? For those of you who are really young, Peter Molyneux is the creator of Fable. I think I've got that right. And what he has a habit of doing is often over-promising and under-delivering. He's not a bad game designer or director by any means. It's just that he has a really bad habit of making things seem more hype than they are and not delivering on those promises. And I think Bethesda has this problem, right? Because they hit it big with the Elder Scrolls and Skyrim. And those games were great for that time. Oblivion as well is truly beloved amongst the fandom. I got into it during the Skyrim period, so I have zero knowledge about Oblivion. Don't quiz me about it. And when they promised Starfield, they basically said it's going to be like Skyrim in space. And I think what that set for people is that they expected it to be like what Skyrim was when it first came out. Because when Skyrim first came out, it was one of the first ever sort of open world fantastical RPGs, at least one of the first that ever made it big, right? And one of the first where you could sort of go anywhere and do anything. Of course, looking back at it now, it has aged. And it hasn't aged the best. There are still things about it that I think are really enjoyable. I enjoyed it when I first got into it. But looking at how it survived today, it's not survived on its own merit. It survived because people make mods of it. It survived because people enjoyed it so much in the beginning that they said, okay, we want to make it better. And modders truly keep the community alive, you know? Which is why things like Baldur's Gate 3 has so many fans even to this day. I mean, it's an amazing game, don't get me wrong. I've started playing it again because I've installed some new mods that has restored a lot of cut content, so I'm really excited to play it again and romance Gale. And romance Gale, because I really want to romance Gale. But yeah, Skyrim survived because of the modders, because of the community. And that's not to say that there was nothing good about it in the beginning. It was fantastic for its time. I don't think I could play it again because people have learned from Skyrim and they have grown from Skyrim. And they have made games that have taken the spirit of Skyrim and improved upon it or reiterated and made it smoother or better, in my opinion. And you tell me what games you think have taken the spirit of Skyrim and continued on with it. Some that come to mind are things, of course, BG3, No Man's Sky has sort of embodied the spirit. Even Cyberpunk, in a way, has kind of taken the feeling of exploration and finding out about the world. Red Dead Redemption has become its own things. Tons of games have come out since then and taken what they know of Skyrim or what they've been inspired by in Skyrim and just come out with tons and tons of better mechanics or better stories. So the issue about Bethesda is that most people point out they haven't really changed. They haven't really grown from that initial success, which I do agree. Of course, I am not a Bethesda junkie. there are tons of people out there, maybe even some of you, who have played way more Bethesda games than I have. But I have at least watched a few hundred hours of video essays, so I would hope that I picked up something from them. But the common theme seems to be that from Skyrim, from Oblivion, the problems with storytelling or with mechanics haven't been fully addressed. And Bethesda's still relying on a formula that they haven't reinvented or sought to improve upon drastically in the few years that they have been around. Which is quite sad, honestly, because it's not like it's a bad formula, it's a very good base to have. But I think what people expected, this is coming back to the point, this is where it all ties around. When Bethesda said they wanted to do Skyrim in space, people were expecting that they're going to do the effect that Skyrim had. The effect of being one of the first few open world RPGs, of introducing exploration as a main gameplay thing. I think people expected something revolutionary, just like Skyrim kind of was back in the day. But maybe the miscommunication here is that Bethesda literally just took Skyrim and all its jank and all of its issues, and they put that in space. And they didn't really improve upon the things that Skyrim didn't do very well. And that has only become far more noticeable because people have experienced games that have improved on that formula. They've experienced Baldur's Gate 3 again. They've experienced No Man's Sky in its improved form. They experienced even Cyberpunk with its improved form. They've experienced all of that, and now they're looking back at Bethesda and saying, why haven't you changed? Why haven't you grown? Why haven't you taken what people are doing now and done your own spin on it? And a lot of people are going to blame the writer or Todd Howard and all that. And you know what? I don't know if that's true. It might well be the management is not leading the team correctly. But there was one comment that I saw, and I don't know if this is true, so this might be hearsay. Apparently Bethesda has hired some of the people who modded for Skyrim, but they have not been giving them the jobs that they should do. This is again secondhand, but somebody said that they hired one of the main in-house mod makers, and all they asked them to do was a set design, which is such a waste of talent. And it's such a waste that Bethesda has built enough of a reputation of itself, or given enough people feelings of happiness, that these people have gone out of their way to mod the game, to mod Skyrim, to mod Oblivion, to mod whatever games they have put out, and give it new life, and have it sustain further in the gaming industry. And you don't let them, work to their fullest potential. You don't let them come aboard and make it official that all the effort is going into this game. I don't have the best words to articulate it, I'll be honest. Go and watch some video essays. They are way better at talking about this than I am. But I think words. It's just such a shame. Because when Bethesda announced Starfield, I think people were hoping for that same eye-opening experience they got when they were young, playing Skyrim or Oblivion for the first time, and seeing what an open-world RPG was capable of. In terms of not changing, I guess it's because of how it worked last time that they feel they don't need to do anything about it. I would be a bit more lenient towards them if it was the first game they made after Skyrim after so many years. But it's not, because they have Fallout 76 between that, and Fallout 76 has much of the same issues. I mean, first of all, it was multiplayer, which was probably a feat that they weren't ready to tackle. And I suspect it had something to do with the GTAs or I don't know if it came out during Red Dead Redemption 2, I think that had the online mode on it. Again, not the best at talking about game history. Can't remember things. But yeah, I would give it a bit more leeway if they didn't already see that the formula was starting to fail a little bit. That people are already pointing out these things as problems. Are you very have you played all the Bethesda games, Cookie? Are you very big into Fallout or Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls, or are you casual? Or are you like me where it's very interesting but you don't really play the games as much? You just love talking about the design. I mostly just watch. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's fine for people who watch to give some commentary, but also be open to saying like, yeah, this is entirely on me. If there are Starfield or Bethesda lovers out there who want to give me a bit more insight into the game, I'm more than open to it. I definitely won't be spending cash on it. Oh, the second thing is that it's a $70 game, isn't it? $80 for some people. On that, like, if you are asking people for that much money for a game, it better be a very good game. People are saying that, oh yeah, you shouldn't have expected it to be life-changing. It's not like it's gonna be the best game. But Bethesda really did set the expectation that it was going to be something big. They set the expectation that it was going to be something that people would play for years and years, and they would mod, and then they would just get tattoos of, probably be fans of forever and ever. And Cookie, have you played Baldur's Gate 3? I feel like I've asked you this before. Maybe you've already answered it. I might have forgotten, in which case I'm sorry. I forget a lot of things. But I feel like there are not enough people comparing Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield. There are some out there. And what was I going to say? And it's true, they are different games. They are fundamentally very different games. You know, one's turn-based, one is a shooter, one is a first person. Sometimes the other is very, very strictly third person. Usually you don't have first person unless you use mods. Yeah, you are familiar with it. You should play it if you are able to, because it is okay. I won't say that everybody will love it. Some people can't get into the turn-based mechanics, or they don't like the pace of it, but I hope that you are able to experience it someday, because it is truly I'm so excited. I'm stumbling over my words. Okay, calm down, Penny. It is how I think a lot of people felt when they played Skyrim for the first time. When they figured out a game is capable of doing so much more than just being a game, but a whole experience. I wish I could experience it some. It's a very good game. If you have friends that play it, you just ask them to lend you a copy or something. I don't know. Right now, I'm not capable of playing any big games. Oh, I understand. It is a very big game. It is very time consuming, I will admit. I tried to play it in short bursts because I'm also quite busy. But it's so easy to get lost in that game. It's honestly a beautiful, amazing game. And like I said, there's plenty of reason to say that you can't compare it to Starfield. Because they're both fundamentally different things, but they both fall under RPG, role-playing game. And a lot of the issues in Starfield that have to do with the narrative or the way things interact with one another, I feel like every time they point it out in a video essay or documentary, my mind just immediately goes to, oh, this is something that BG3 did, but they did it so much better. And to be fair, I haven't played Starfield. I don't think I'll ever play Starfield. I feel like I've watched so many people speak on the game and the story and the companions. At the very least, enough for me to give some form of comparison analysis between the both of them. At least, especially when it comes to the companions in both Starfield and Baldur's Gate. I am blown away by how real the people feel in Baldur's Gate 3. Of course, they are fictional characters. They are exaggerations. You got a vampire. You have a wizard. You have a red-skinned devil woman. Very different compared to the human companions you get in Starfield, which is another sad thing. I don't understand why they didn't want to do aliens. Or rather, I think if they had done aliens, they would have had to put more work into world building, which they didn't want to do. Just a missed opportunity there. You could have had so many funky alien races inside, and people, the cosplays. Just imagine the cosplays of people dressing up as the aliens from your game. I digress. So, Baldur's Gate 3, you've got fantasy races. You've got. I wish they had a short race companion, but they didn't do any short race companions. You have a tiefling. You have a Githyanki, which is a literal alien from space in the world of D&D and all of that. And they feel far more real than the people in Starfield. How much was Starfield? I think it's still sitting at $70, 70 US or the like, which is insane because Baldur's Gate was about, I think, 50, maybe 60 when it first came out, depending on your region. Still a decently expensive game. It's not cheap by any means, but it was the best. I waited for a bit of a Christmas sale. It was the best $50 I've ever spent on a game because there's just so much in it that makes it worth that amount of money. 70 for a game they could at least build a world for, then taking the lead. Exactly. And everybody has spoken about this cookie. They've spoken about how instead of having thousands of generated planets, which is what they did, they have procedurally generated planets. People would have much preferred if they had just hand-built a few planets. If they had just hand-made a few planets, I'm losing the ability to speak, and just put those in the world. Because in Skyrim, the dungeons weren't procedurally generated. They were, I believe, handcrafted. Every skeleton was placed. Every enemy was given a somebody had to think about where is this enemy going to go. Somebody had to think about what's going to be written in this book. Why is this book here? Versus in Starfield, where things are procedural for the most part. And there's nothing wrong with procedural if you just want to, in my opinion, run a gauntlet. If you don't want to bother about story, I think procedural is fine. Or if the story is happening very, very slowly across multiple rooms and you have a few handmade rooms scattered in there, but it's shaped very specifically, I think it's fine. What I'm thinking of is Spooky's Haunted Manor. That's procedurally generated, but they have story rooms that are built in every few floors. So the flow of information is still controlled. If they had handcrafted those few planets and given it, just a whole bunch of thought, it probably would have been better than what they had. I'm trying to organize my thoughts because I have so much I want to say, but it's gonna sound really confusing if I just blurt it all out. Baldur's Gate 3 is amazing because everything you can tell was handcrafted and lovingly made by humans. And I hope that they continue to do that. They said they're going to continue to do that, and hopefully not use generative AI. There's a bit of a problem previously where they were talking about using generative AI for placeholders, which I still don't agree with. I don't think you should use generative AI at all, at least until laws for artist protections are better. Even then, it's a very gray area, so I prefer not to use it at all, just to not hurt any potential artists or voice actors that might have their work put into this without their permission. Anyhow, digressing again, going off topic as usual. Companions, right. Let's talk about companions. Any generative AI hurts me. I know it does hurt. it hurts because sometimes you come across a really awesome piece of art or music and you're like, I really like this, and then you see that it's generative AI and you think, oh, it was probably taken from somebody who has these amazing talents and just generated into this, which I never want to say that generative AI is bad because the art is bad. It at some point it will get good, quote unquote, but that's because it's stealing from real people. The thing that's making it good is real people. It's not the AI. Anyway, sorry, being sidetracked one more time. We should have a counter that tells how many times Tanny gets sidetracked when trying to talk about a singular topic. The companions in Baldur's Gate 3, all of them feel so much more real to me than any of the companions in Starfield. And I've seen the Starfield companions, I've watched the videos of their stories, and I can't be bothered. I'm sure the voice actors were trying their best, but they were not given good direction, and I don't think the script was very good for them. So they're doing their best, but there's a reason why everybody knows who the people that voice the BG3 characters are compared to the people who voiced the Starfield characters, which, you know, I feel bad for them. I hope they continue to have good careers in the industry. And I think one of the reasons why Baldur's Gate 3 succeeds over Starfield in terms of storytelling and narrative is that you have choices. And these choices have natural consequences, which is something from TTRPGs, which is something that role-playing games in the media took from TTRPGs. Because the origins of most role-playing games, or even of all role-playing video games, they came from tabletop board games. They came from D&D, they came from Call of Cthulhu, they came from Pathfinder. The RPGs you know of today, when they first started, when they were coming onto the scene, they took things from TTRPGs. And one of the most important things that they took from TTRPGs is, it's gonna sound silly, role-playing. Yes, role-playing games took role-playing from TTRPGs. But what does that mean? Nothing is better in a game than the real consequences of your actions. Exactly. What does a role-playing game mean? It's gonna sound silly. You're playing a role. You're playing a role, and you should be able to play that role. You should be able to use your imagination to pretend that you're in that role to the fullest. Now, some games they put you into a certain role, and they don't really give you too much choice in that role. They kind of straddle the line of role play because they are sort of pinholing you a little bit into one singular role. For example, it would be, I want to say Zelda, but Zelda isn't really is Zelda considered an RPG? Is Zelda an RPG? Is an RPG. Is Zelda considered an RPG or an action adventure? No, it's not. Yeah, it's not a role-playing game. Trying to think of a role-playing. Let's see, role-playing games. I'm sorry if I'm missing messages in chat. I just wanna rant a little bit about this. List. Let's see. Is there a role-playing game that I can use as an example where they sort of pinhole you into a single thing? Oh, there's too many. There's too many. They're giving me stuff from 1996. Not fully. Not really. When I hear roleplay, I think of GTA, multiplayer roleplay. I would say adventure. You think Undertale? Why do you think Undertale is the top in the industry? You're completely correct. But let me rewind a bit so we can have a coherent narrative, or else I'm jumping all over the place. You won't understand what I'm saying. I'm sorry. I won't be surprised if at some point I get diagnosed with ADHD just because of how messy my brain gets sometimes. Anyway, Role-playing games, most of them, they give you the freedom of choosing the role that you want to be in. So for example, the Witcher series, it puts you in the role of Geralt. You're always gonna be Geralt. You're not going to be somebody else. So they sort of pinhole you a little bit into the role, but they still allow you to pick what kind of person Geralt is. Is he nicer to the monsters he hunt? I never played The Witcher, okay, so this is also second-hand knowledge. Are you nicer to the people you hunt? Are you more brutal? Who do you choose as your love interest? What choices are you making in the game? These are the things that make it a role-playing game. You are playing a role that you have decided and making choices according to how you imagine that character to be. Games like Kingdom Come or Skyrim, no, yeah, in Skyrim you have the same thing. You pick a role, you pick your race, you pick whoever you are put into the same setting of you're always a prisoner being carted off to be executed, and then after the initial cutscene, the world is your oyster. You choose who you become. You want to be a nice person, you go ahead and be nice and help people all over. Skyrim, you want to be evil and you want to go and hurt people and you want to do all the evil quests and all of that. You go ahead, you do what makes you happy. I guess a multi-ending dating game is also good. Well, yeah, I would say so as well. They don't always market themselves as role-playing games, but I would say it's definitely dating game because dating naturally. But you are sort of playing a role. You're picking the kind of character that you wanna be. Sometimes that doesn't always matter as much in dating sims. Depends on the dating sim a little bit, I would say. But you're definitely pretending to be someone. You are you're playing a role. I think in this way, Cyberpunk 2077 and Dying Light. So I haven't played Dying Light, but Cyberpunk 2077 is definitely a role-playing game. You pick your character and then you are figuring out their role in the world. Also in this category, yeah, they all are. And how I think what measures a role-playing game as successful in being a role-playing game is how far or how much freedom you have to exercise the character role that you're playing. What do I mean by this? You know that little thing called the illusion of choice? Where you think you have multiple choices but you actually only have one choice, you just don't realize it. That is something that has to be played very carefully in role-playing games. There can be a linear story, but if at any point, hang on, let me focus on threading this first. It's being annoying. It came out earlier and now doesn't want to be threaded properly. Wow. Okay. To be fair, it's a very tiny needle hole as well, so this is a little bit tricksy. We got one, two. Let's see if we can get the other one to come with. I do have needle threaders, but I just refuse to use them because I just want to do this by myself. I don't want to get a needle threader. Sometimes they break if you're too rough. Hang on, second one coming. No, not coming through. Somewhat. Come on. Okay. Okay, we got them both too. Lovely. Alright, where was I? Etc. It's fascinating how human hands are made to manage such micro movements like pushing a thread through a needle. I wonder who was the first person who decided to do that. The first person who decided to start sewing. And I hope that even when I'm old, I'll still be able to thread needles properly. Because, it gets harder as you get older and you are unable to control your hands as well. It's not afraid to give you the easy way, a bad way, or ugly one. Yeah. to add on to that, to go back to the topic of role-playing games, I think that they're successful when they allow you to play the role the fullest of your character. If you decided to play an evil character, you should be able to play an evil character through and through. You shouldn't be forced to make a good decision, or you shouldn't be forced to make a decision that doesn't make sense for your character. If you're playing a good character, you should always have the ability to make good choices. You should always have the ability to make the choice that you think is morally good for yourself. You should never be forced into making a obviously evil choice. And it expands beyond good and evil. If you're playing a short-tempered character, you should have choices that allow you to be short-tempered. You should have choices that allow you to be evil with people, or short-tempered people. Besides Baldur's Gate 3, what's your favorite role-play game? I mean, you have to say besides D&D as well, because D&D is my favorite role-play game. But it's not a video game. Besides Baldur's Gate 3 is honestly the one that I'm super into right now. I won't count dating sims. Okay, I do have a few dating sims, like Monster Prom that I really enjoy. They do allow a little bit of role playing. It's more wacky and comical, but I enjoy those games. A video game. Let me see, what other role play games have I played. I used to really enjoy Skyrim, but I won't say Skyrim is my favorite. It was one of my firsts. Let's see, RPG games popular. What other role playing games that I've played? I do want to try Cyberpunk. My computer cannot handle Cyberpunk, unfortunately, so I'm waiting on that. I want to try Cyberpunk and Elden Ring because I heard they're really good, but I just don't have the hardware for it now. Persona. Persona is another one of my favorite role-playing games. It's Persona 5 I've started with, and I want to start with Persona 4 and 3 as well. My friend absolutely loves Persona. They have a lot to say to me about the new Persona 4 that's coming up, and I'm hoping to get all of it together, 4, 3, and 5, and play them again. Warhammer Rogue Trader does some neat character interactions based on the way you handle things. Yeah, that's I mean, you guys are on the money. You guys, your interaction is definitely the piece. There are like 4 Persona games coming. Yeah, there are so many. Persona 6 is also happening. I don't know what's gonna happen for that one. I have hopes, but I'm not gonna set expectations. I kind of wish they just continue in Persona 5. I feel like the characters are not done in Persona 5. I'm ready for Persona 5, another sequel. They did do a sequel with the beat 'em up games, but I'm ready for another one. A further sequel, more sequels, more Persona 5. I'm not afraid if they chill out and do more of it. Persona fans are eating so good. Needs to be studied. They are, and I like it. I love the stylistic choices that they make. And Persona, to be fair, it is a bit more limited in terms of choice. Like the story of what happens is a bit more linear. You don't get to affect too many outcomes. Of course, you can choose who you're dating and all of that, your relationships. So the role playing really comes from the relationship side of the game rather than the main story, which is fine. Still pretty good. Might play the new Dragon Quest monsters when it gets here at the end of the year. Oh yes, I heard Dragon Quest is very popular as well. Monster Hunter, would you consider that a role-playing game? I haven't played it. But the food animations are great. Every time I see it, I get a little bit hungry, and I wish I could eat that much, but I can't. There's so many good games you guys are suggesting. Once I have a better setup, I'm gonna save up for more games. But yes, one of the reasons why I think Baldur's Gate 3 is revolutionary in the industry is because it pushed the idea of the RPG a little bit further. Of course, it's based on D&D, the original RPG game, I would say. Maybe, I don't know, is Pathfinder older? But anyhow, D&D, one of the OGs, one of the original role-playing games that let you literally do anything in the world. And Baldur's Gate 3 definitely took that feeling, and they put into the game as best as they could, and they allow you to role play a character to its fullest. You want to be evil? Go ahead, be evil. You want to be a sorcerer that not a sorcerer, a warlock that worships an eldritch ancient evil? They will give you options to put that in. Do you know Lucky Tower Ultimate? No, I don't. Tell me more. Lucky Tower Ultimate. Have I seen this before? Oh, I've seen advertising for it. It's a game. It's quite recent, right? I saw that they were talking about how it lets you do a bunch of crazy stuff inside. You don't always need to fight. You can choose other things. Oh, it's a roguelike. Okay, I'm more interested. For those of you who don't know, I play a lot of roguelikes. Have you played that previous game, Divinity 2? I have not. And I'm not sure if I will, because when I first started gaming, and you can judge me on this, I started gaming very, very late. So when I played games, I got into games with very good graphics. And I'm not talking about like pixel games. Pixel games are great because their graphics age beautifully. Their graphics never go out of style. But I played games when it was like Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, the one before Breath of the Wild, the new date monster prompts. I really like the games that have good graphics, and I don't think I can get into games that have graphics that haven't aged as well. I don't have the nostalgia for it, unfortunately, so I don't feel the urge to play those games. But I've heard it's good. I've heard Divinity 2 is actually quite good. Funny story, actually. It's Divinity Original Sin, right? That's the name of the first game. Persona, the original Persona 1 and I think it was 2 or 2.5 was also called Original Sin. So when I met up with somebody in a gaming course once, we were talking about Original Sin to each other. Except he was talking about Divinity Original Sin, and I was talking about Persona Original Sin. But we thought we were talking about the same game because it all lined up. Oh yeah, it's a turn-based game, right? Oh yeah, there were really janky mechanics in it. Oh yes. There were a bunch of characters you could make friends with. Oh yeah, that's the same. I remember it as being really glitchy. So it was only a year later when we were talking to each other again, we realized that we were not talking about the same game. But all the mechanics kept lining up, so we were sure that we were talking about the exact same game with each other. In a D&D campaign, you go and do whatever the fact with whatever the fact is in front of you. That is true. That is true, and the GM is there to tell you the consequences of your actions and make stuff happen. I traumatized my players recently. It was a lot of fun. What happened recently is my needle came out. No. They were going into this tavern to meet a spy, and they were looking at the spy is a woman, so I called them No Man. You're meeting a spy called No Man. Meteorite, you roll a 10. Tonight, when you go to sleep, your pillow is gonna be just right. Not too hot and not too cold, but not super comfortable. You just had a pass. So they were supposed to meet a spy. They didn't know that it's a woman, but I called him No Man. And while they were in the tavern, I had the barkeep approach them and say, "Hey, you look like your authority figures. Can you please help me get rid of a guest that has been overstaying and not paying?" So they go up into the room. They're sort of a bit traumatized, so they're role playing as characters that are very sort of angry at the situation that they're in. They're not in a very happy position, so they're a bit short tempered with the barkeep. They go up and they're like, "Why don't you just let us stay? What are you doing? The refugees are coming to the city. You should let them stay." But they have the man unlock the door. They go in to talk to the person, and they find out that it is this is called a Sahwagin. In D&D, they are fish people. Think of a reverse mermaid. That's what a Sahwagin is. I can't really pronounce it. It's a female Sahwagin. They go in and they talk to her, and she's in a bathtub because they need water. And before they leave, one of the characters asks, "Wait a second, are you no man?" He doesn't look anything like the description that they've been given, but they ask her, "Are you no man?" In the split second, just went like, "Oh yeah, I'm not the man. I am fish." So they lock the room and start interrogating this poor fish person who has no idea what's going on. And I'll be honest, complete coincidence, alright? I did not do this for the pun. But halfway through, one of my players says, "Guys, I think this is a red herring," to the fish person. And you know what? It was so clever, I'm gonna pretend that I did it on purpose. Because it's true, it was a red herring. They had nothing to do with the main quest. They were just a little side story that the adventurers got caught up in. So they just spent a few good minutes interrogating the fish person for no reason. And they had fun. It was really funny. But yes, that's the beauty of D&D. Anything can happen. And that's what the poor fish. That's okay. She was not paying her rent, so she was also at fault here. One of the characters was slightly tipsy from drinking beer downstairs, so they were role playing being a little bit drunk as well. Yeah, that's the beauty of roleplay games. Anything can happen. Even dumb stuff like this. In fact, dumb stuff is 90% of what D&D is. It's just a bunch of random things happening, and then in the main story. But yeah, that's what Baldur's Gate did. They let stupidity reign. She was a bad person. Okay, she did. She got a longer stay at the inn. She's not really that great. She tried to stage a coup against the king. That's the whole other story at the side. There's a whole separate thing that the adventurers decided not to pay attention to because they needed to talk to the spy. Anyway, yeah, that's the spirit of role playing that they put into Baldur's Gate 3. They let you do dumb stuff. They don't let you get away with anything, right? They definitely give you consequences for your actions. Which is why I encourage you, if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3, try doing a don't save scum. Don't save scum. Go with what's happened. Because that's D&D. There's no save scumming in D&D. What happens, alright? Unless of course everyone at the table is so upset that they're asking for a retcon to the point where it's okay, that's a very specific situation. Maybe I shouldn't say about it. But in D&D usually no retcons unless it crosses to a point where the person is like physically distressed about it. Then you know what, it's a game. You do what you have to do to make people feel comfortable. That's a whole separate issue. That's a whole separate niche situation. D&D. Is it true you can sleep with a bear in the Bladder's Cave? I've got no comment. You gotta play it and find out for yourself, alright? I've got no comment about it. I can't confirm nor deny anything. All I would say is that maybe if you can, it's with a druid, so it's not technically a real bear. You do need to play it. It's really super fun. It's dumb and it's fun and it's amazing. And yeah, that's why people thought it was so revolutionary, because you had the choice to play that character to the complete fullest of what you wanted that character to be. You could romance people. Here's the great thing that Baldur's Gate 3 did that I wish Bethesda would do. In Bethesda games, they have these things called essential NPCs, essential non-play characters. These essential characters, they cannot die. No matter what you do, you could throw a giant fireball at them. Because of the code, they don't die. They have to live because they're essential for different parts of the story. In Baldur's Gate 3, go kill everyone. Go ahead. You can completely change the story. Like, nobody is immune. Your own companions are not immune. You could kill them, never revive them, and just play the whole story without them. And it's fine, because that's your choice. You decide to be, frankly, quite evil. And go at it solo, never recruit anybody, run the whole game by yourself. You can choose that. It's very lonely, I will admit. But you can do that. And that's amazing, because you are not being forced to have to keep anybody around. I like to roleplay survival games most of the time, give it more purpose. Then you will, play BG3, please, Cookie. I really want you to play, so you can come back and you can tell me about your experience. If any of you do play BG3 or any roleplay game, tell me how did it feel? How did it feel to get into roleplay and pretend to be a character and have your choices have meaning to you? I want to hear all about it. It's like hearing D&D stories. It's a little stuck. Where's my gripper? I need my needle gripper in order to the wonderful inventions of humankind. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I love roleplaying. Roleplaying is amazing. It's super fun, and it can be really heartfelt when you give real feeling to a character or to somebody that you've created or to the people that you're roleplaying with. It's a beautiful feeling, which is again why I love role-playing games. But Skyrim, Bethesda, they don't do that, And in Starfield, it becomes even more of, I would say, a glaring flaw that you can't really go anywhere and do anything like that advertising. You can't really say no to being part of the main the main faction that you're meant to be in. Is called the what's it called, the explorer, the companions. I think they're literally called the companions or something. You can't say no to that. You can't say no to quests and have those quests end because you said no. What happens is when you say no to a quest, they say, okay, we'll wait here until you're ready. Which, okay, it's nice that they're holding it for you, but what if you just never want to complete it? Why can't you say no to a quest and have the consequences of saying no to that quest come to light? It breaks the immersion when the person just says, okay, we'll wait for you. This is not a time-sensitive quest. Because you don't feel like time is passing. You don't feel like your choices have real consequences. And, I mean, you can choose to never recruit a companion with you, but they're still sort of there and they're just in the background not doing anything. And the biggest flaw I find, looking through what people have said about Starfield, is that companions don't really have a part in the story. They have their own storylines. When they come with you on missions, they make little jabs and little quips. But as far as I know, the world doesn't react to your companions. They never influence the main story, They whenever they speak in a cutscene or in a dialogue, the person that you are speaking to never responds to them. It's as if they don't exist. And Starfield didn't write niche they didn't write niche dialogue for when you have a companion with you. They didn't write the NPCs in the world to react to different companions. They just wrote the NPCs to never really interact with any of the companions. Whereas in Baldur's Gate 3, you can have your companions chiming in, and some of the NPCs will react to that. Or the companions will talk to one another, and all of them are so fleshed out, and they have so much influence on the world. But also, you could kill one of them so that they have no influence, and even that changes something. Which is why I've been praising Baldur's Gate 3 a lot, but that's why I like it so much. It captures so much of what a role-playing game is. Do anything, say anything, have those choices be meaningful. That one happened with my D&D sessions. DM just let everyone do what they want first, and when everyone's ready when the quest starts, that's fine, That's fine when it's done well. I will say, as you go on, as your DM gets more experience, one thing I like to do is to have certain things be time gated or to have time progressing in D&D games. The main quest, of course, you sort of have to nudge it a bit. Sometimes you can suspend it a bit. If it's at the very start of the campaign, yeah, you can let your players mess around a bit, and then say, okay, it starts only when you all are ready to go. But one of the things I like, and tell me whether or not you think this is good for your own D&D game, is I love having quests progress when the players are not doing anything. If they purposefully choose to ignore a quest or wait like a whole day for it to go by, the amazing thing about D&D is that I can make stuff happen. You wanna ignore the quest where, let's say, I felt it's urgent enough to let some limited time. For example, find the Sun King's missing princess. Okay, maybe your DM gave you a bit more time, so they gave you a preparation phase. That's fine. But if, let's say, it was the middle of the campaign, and that quest had happened, and you guys decided, okay, we're gonna not do that. We're gonna wait 3 days, and then we'll go and do that. By the time you get there, what I might have done is maybe princess is gone. Maybe you're too late. The ransom wasn't paid in time. She's gone. You want it to be really dark, or you know what? The princess was so fed up with you guys not coming around in time. She decided to join the person who kidnapped her. Now they're a power couple, and they're going to take over the kingdom and overthrow her father. Would you want to join them, or do you want to try and forcefully rescue her back? I would have given them that. Something to that effect. Cause you can make stuff happen as a DM. The world is truly your oyster. Within reason, of course. You don't wanna punish your players too unfairly, but you want them to have consequences for their actions if they're not if they're not taking things urgently enough. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with players saying, yeah, I don't think it's super important at the moment, but you gotta let them know it's fine, you just gotta deal with consequences. Okay, everyone alright with that? Then we're gonna go with that. I had some players. There was a quest this was in Lost Mines of Phandelver. This was a quest wherein they had to go and speak to a banshee that was making one of the townsfolk sick. And because they didn't speak to the banshee, and because they trusted the evil person more than these townsfolk, what happened is that the townsfolk actually ended up not making it in time. And when they went to speak to the banshee, what they were supposed to do was try to find a different way to free the banshee. But because the townsfolk was already gone, the banshee was already freed. So she gave them a reward. And like, oh yeah, I'm already freed. You guys helped by not doing anything, so yeah, I'll give you a reward because your inaction ultimately freed me. Which, they felt really bad about. Because the townsfolk person didn't make it. But at least they got a little bit of knowledge. What's any new messages? No, okay. I love having time progress in games. I love having just the clock keep ticking while you're doing things. Of course, you gotta be nice. You can't say like, oh, they took 2 minutes. They were 2 minutes late, so now everything has gone to heck. Usually it's like if they're taking a whole day, then yeah, things are gonna happen. Same thing with the main quest, If the big bad guy is being ignored, the big bad guy ain't just gonna wait around waiting for your characters to come and get him. The big bad guy is just gonna continue on this rampage. I really do wish that would fully flesh out D&D session. All of mine never finished. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is a bit of I don't want to sound like I'm selling you stuff, okay? But sincerely, if you can afford it, and if there are places around you that host professional D&D campaigns, pay for a D&D session with a professional GM. It is really very different when you are going for a paid group of people. Now, can be a bit scary because you're going with strangers. Can be a bit weird not to be with your own friends. But when people pay for D&D, most of them are more invested into seeing it through and seeing it finished. It is not completely wrong to say it's kind of like a different breed of D&D player. All of them are, they paid money to be here. They expect a certain level of quality. The DM is also like, okay, I have to see this through because yeah, this is a service you paid for, so you know what, I'm going to bring you all the way through to it. So if you are able to, I would encourage you consider paying for a D&D session. And who knows, that you could be best friends with the people that come and play. You can't be best friends with the DM because the DM is there to do a service, alright? They can joke around you, they can be nice. Outside of the game, if you want to be friends with them, sure. In the game, This is just how I was taught and how I think every DM should focus in the game. If you're being hired as a DM, you gotta keep professional boundaries. Okay, it's gotta be a little bit corporate with it, so that you have the right headspace to properly manage your table. Because it is a lot of table management when it comes to D&D. The DM is there to not only tell a story, but also make sure everyone is safe while you're telling the story. Wow. That's part of the DM's job. Taking notes. That's good you're taking notes. Oh. Is this curved enough? Maybe bring it out a little bit more here. Yeah, so that they're at least somewhat even, somewhat match with each other. Oh yeah, but Tesla doesn't do that. Stuff here doesn't really do that. It kind of, like I said, best wait for you to be ready to do them. They don't proceed along on their own pace. And the choice to be evil is often very looked down upon in their games. I've seen a few of the scenarios, I've seen a few of the quest lines. When you have companions, all of them are very against you being evil. You don't have a quote-unquote evil companion like you do in Baldur's Gate 3, or you don't have companions that have morally grey areas. All the companions are very much hero archetypes. Which, you know, okay, fine. But if you're role-playing an evil character, you feel like you're being punished for, you know, wanting to go down the evil route. Not by your choices, but more so that it's being looked down upon in the game. The game is actively judging you for making an evil choice. And as well, most of the time the evil choices don't have any rhyme or reason aside from pure evil. Like there's a guy you could choose to kill for no reason, or you could spare him for I don't know, just to not be the evil person that kills a random guy for no reason. And the game acts as a very big moral dilemma when it's most people will just say, yeah, I don't think we want to kill the guy for no reason. Reminds me of the Minecraft story gamer. I guess a few other games I don't remember. They tend to do the notification thing that says blank will remember that and never bring it up ever again. I think it's a dislike. It was popularized by the Telltale games, the Walking Dead games. To be fair, I think they did use it a bit more then. So characters you didn't have high approval with, they would react accordingly based on it. Baldur's Gate 3 does have something similar. It has an approval and disapproval system, but it's companion based. So some companions will approve of something you did, others will disapprove, and they're all very unique. So I could go into a story, I could kill a goblin, and you would have half of the companions approving because goblins are terrible creatures, and the other half they're a bit more sympathetic. They say, yeah, they disapprove of that. And it's fun to try and figure out people's personalities based on it. And then, you know, when you roleplay your choice, you can roleplay your choice freely and then see how your companions react to it. Not everyone's gonna be favorable, not everyone's gonna be against you. And you sort of flesh out your companions by seeing their likes and dislikes that way. Another reason why I love Baldur's Gate 3, the companions are just... I love games that let you have companions be a little bit, you know, not so goody two shoes. They are a bit more three-dimensional. Some of them can be even evil to an extent. And your companions grow through you, you know? They can either be their worst selves, or you can encourage them to heal from their trauma and all of that. Baldur's Gate 3 sounds like a roleplay heaven. It does. Okay. Me licking the spider to make the 8th teddy bear lady, the 8-foot teddy bear lady smile. Yeah. Or just to hear Gale go like, what are you doing? Stop licking it. For Cookie, there is a moment in the... Okay, Cookie. There is a moment in the game. You might not find it because Baldur's Gate 3 is so huge that you might not see everything on the first playthrough. But there is a moment in the game where you can lick a dead spider. And you know what? Even if you're role-playing a very neat character, I think you should lick the dead spider just to see what everybody around you says, just to see what your companions around you say, because it's really funny. Is there a system where your party members hinder or help each other in a special way on their relationship or state of mind? For Baldur's Gate 3, because it's turn-based, no. In Baldur's Gate 3, okay, you can actually roleplay this because you're controlling the other characters when you're in a fight. So you could have them, if you want to say, okay, I think this character doesn't like me, and you want to roleplay them not helping you, you can go and do that. But the action is always there because I think it's believable in a fight they're probably gonna try and help each other because it's a fight and none of them really want to die. It's probably better that they all help. Second thing, okay, I'm gonna talk about the flaws of Baldur's Gate 3 after this so that you guys at least have a full idea of what you're going to. I'm not going to just praise it. But in Baldur's Gate 3, you're not gonna see everything. Excuse me. You're not gonna see everything on the first try. It is like Skyrim back in the day where people years later are finding things that they didn't realize was in the game. Baldur's Gate 3 has so much that is hidden away, or is for those people who go and explore, or for those people who go and try weird and wacky things. Oftentimes they have outcomes from that. Like, this is a spoiler, turn away if you don't want to hear it, but there is a vault in Baldur's Gate 3 that you can go to. Now, you can find the code, but there's also a note that you can find that talks about how when the vault gets wet, it sends to short circuit, and you can actually throw water at it. It's not an option that comes out in like a dialogue. It's something you can do as a character. You can go around, you can bash things. You can find a bottle of water in any part of the world, take that bottle of water, throw it at that door without any prompt, and the door will short circuit. The only hint you get is, of course, that little note. And if you didn't have that note as well, you can do it and things will work. And there are a ton more things in Baldur's Gate 3 that have absolutely no hint to them. You can only use your common sense, and you will be surprised at how many times it actually works. They were amazing for programming such reactivity in the game. In Starfield, from what I've seen of people playing through it, they sort of force you to experience content. There's not much that you can say no to and miss out on, or there's not much where you can discover by, doing something special that nobody else has seen. I'm sure there is, but it's not as much as you would hope. It's not like Skyrim where you're walking to a town, halfway through you go off the road just to walk and explore, and you find this hidden special secret, you find this ancient treasure that's just thrown out in the world. Starfield doesn't really have that, and that's so disappointing because it's meant to be a game where exploring is, I think, the main theme of it. Common sense in a D&D player. That's true. Sorry, I missed some messages. I love when characters have their own opinion and stand by their belief. Characters in Baldur's Gate 3, they can leave your party if they have low enough approval. So if you really, really piss them off a lot, or you do something that goes against their main quest, they can just leave your party and you never see them again. They have their own autonomy and they can make their own decisions as well in certain points. So that's what I love. They have their own agency. You do control them a bit, but they have their own agency. They can leave your party. If you make them angry enough, or if you miss a crucial part of their story, they can look at you and say, like, why did you do that to me? I'm leaving. You have been terrible to me. I'm going. You've been a terrible person. They just leave the gear you give them. I can't remember if they take the gear with them or if they leave them with you, because I never really want to make them leave. They're all so nice, or they all have things I like about them. But they leave. I don't remember to take the gear. I think there's a chance they leave the gear with you, but I don't know. If you don't feed him enough pants, he gets really grumpy, yeah. I'm not gonna say too much about what it is because I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't played yet, but you're correct. But I've always fed him. I really, really enjoy Gale. I like Gale so much. But okay, I've praised Baldur's Gate 3. Let me talk about some of the things that people might not like about Baldur's Gate 3, because I don't want to overhype you for the game. I want you to go in with a realistic idea if you are gonna get it. First of all, it is turn-based. Not everybody likes turn-based, and there is a bit of a steep learning curve, whether you're playing on console or on thank you for the hydrate. I don't have water. I have a little mint with me. I'll take more of the mints. Has anyone seen my friend Hugh last name Jazz? Hello, Spartan. Uh, has anyone seen a Jazz last name Hugh? Last name Hugh? A Hugh Jazz? Hello. We'll talk about Baldur's Gate 3 if you like to play the game. But right now I'm gonna talk about some of the flaws of Baldur's Gate 3. So like I said, thank you so much for joining the bunker, Spartan. Or should I call you Hugh Jazz from now on? So I'm really sick right now. I have ligma. Hello, I fish. I'm not gonna go that far. You gotta come on, disguise it a bit better. Okay. So it is turn-based. Not everybody likes turn-based. It does have a steep learning curve. So if you aren't for games that make you have to think a bit more, it might not be your cup of tea. Because Baldur's Gate 3 is a very brain grindy game. It does take a lot of mental energy, and not everybody likes that. Some people prefer turning off their brains when it comes to playing games, and that's fine. There are parts of it that I feel needed more. And you know what? Larian did a great job with it. But after you play the first time, I would encourage you go and look at the mods. If you are on PC, even better, go and look at Nexus mods. Find the mods that restore cut content or that add on to the game in terms of changing the main story and adding a bit more to it. Because there are certain parts of the game I feel lack a bit. And the only reason I feel they lack a bit is because the rest of the game has so much given to it that these parts, which could be considered normal in any other game, they feel lacking just because the rest of the game has so many big things. So I encourage you to go and download mods that restore cut content or add on more to different scenes. I can give you mod recommendations if you like in the Discord. If anyone asks, I was never here. You did not see a UNSC soldier who committed tax fraud. What soldier? What soldier? It's just me and my cosmic roaches here in the bunker. All of us have paid our taxes. But yeah, mods are really gonna bring that game up to that higher level. Just like the mods for Skyrim did so long ago, now the modding community for Baldur's Gate 3 is thriving. There are so many people creating mods for the games. And I encourage you play mods. You'll go and learn how to mod and then add those mods into your game and make your experience even more full. Taxes? What's that? Alright, it's in 3 acts. The game is in 3 acts. The very last act, it does waver a little bit. It gets a little bit less it gets a little bit less, what's the word for it? Can't think of the word for it really. It just feels a little bit less than what the first act has. And the first act is huge. The third act is okay. I know a lot of people just prefer the first act more. The third act kind of brings everything together to the conclusion. Slightly less roaming because you're in a single location. Well, yeah, you're in a single location for the third act. You don't go as far around the place as much, but still pretty good. My hope and my dream is that even though Larian has said that they're done working with Baldur's Gate 3, and one day out of the blue, they just release a definitive edition with all of the cut content inside it. One can hope and dream that maybe they still have that up in the works. I know they've announced that they're done, they're going to go work back on their own IP, which is good for them. I kind of believe if the relationship between them and Wizards of the Coast had been better maintained, there was a higher chance that they could have continued working on Baldur's Gate 3. But I feel because most of the people that they enjoyed working with were eventually fired from Wizards of the Coast, and because Wizards of the Coast, you know, were a bit stricter on them, that the relationship was soured just a little bit. So they don't want to continue working on an IP that is outside of their control. Which I understand, but I can hope and dream that one day they will return to the world of BG. And who knows, maybe Wizards of the Coast will get their act together, offer them a ton of money as they should, and they will consider working on Baldur's Gate 4. Because right now, every studio that Wizards of the Coast has approached for Baldur's Gate 4, they have all refused because they're afraid that they cannot live up to the hype of Baldur's Gate 3. Which, I wouldn't want to be the person trying to live up to what Baldur's Gate 3 did either. So many in Baldur's Gate 3 was so good that so many people in the games industry had to publicly come out and say, please don't expect that from our games. What Larian is doing is insane. Which I have mixed opinions about. I think RPGs can be taken to a next level. You just need to put in a little bit more effort, but also I understand that it does take time and money and effort. You can't expect it out of every studio. Can't expect that level out of every single studio. But you certainly can expect it out of studios like Bethesda that have been touting their reputation as sort of the the quote unquote the leaders or the kings of the RPG space. They've been lying cushy on their reputation a bit too long. It's time that they show us once more why they were on top in the first place. Oh god, trying to thread needles on stream. This is the hardest. The needles are so small. The threads are so thin and yet so thick at the same time. What? Almost. Almost. Please. Ah. Okay, maybe I gotta do this one at a time then. Because I just wanna thread it through the plush fabric. I'm pulling out so much fluff right now. Sometimes when you reach the top, you have nowhere left to go but down. Yeah. I have high hopes for their next game, Larian Divinity. It looks promising. I'm gonna hope that they keep to their roots. But if they're employing the same strategy that they have here, I'm hopeful for it. But I'm gonna keep my expectations hopefully in check. Oops. But yes, I hope that this has given you this was my presentation on Baldur's Gate 3 and RPG games. I hope you go get Baldur's Gate 3 and you play it and you tell me how you feel. Who would be your favorite companion? This sort of thing. One thing I don't like about Bethesda's games is that they haven't really updated the engine. So the characters always look like a little bit uncanny. All like the back of their mouths are never like fully rendered, so it looks like a void when they're talking. I don't think they're doing mocap. I think they are just programming in the expressions, and it never really looks human enough. Which I think could have been another thing that was solved if they just had the guts to put aliens in Starfield. They could have created a whole new alien race and just worked on building like the alien home world out. Like have a few human city planets and have one alien homeworld planet, or you have a bunch of alien planets and they're all just handcrafted. They're just some big open alien planets that the player can go and explore. This single piece of thread is really cheesing me off. Just trying to get it threaded through. Okay. Okay, we got it through. Uh, where's my gripper? Yeah. Alright. And I just cut off a little bit of excess over here. The Doom Prey, but that's made some of the best games ever seen to man. And now I feel they are pooping a bit when it comes to new games. One of these days I'll get it. I hope you do, Cookie. Okay. Yeah, yeah. But they didn't really change. They didn't really improve, which is I think their greatest downfall is that they didn't learn to grow with their games and grow with their audience. People are expecting more now that the games industry has changed so much. Yeah. We got his ears on. I need to go and do his hair. And plan out his ponytail and everything. You can see how messy his hair is over here. I gotta plan out a lot of things. But today, we got his ears on. I'm still thinking about how to do the little fluffs inside here. Whether it should be like cotton balls or something. I'll figure it out. And then when I figure it out, you will see it on stream. Also, look how big his head is. It's just huge. It looks like a bit. Does it look like a badger or a cat to you right now? Awesome. Okay, okay. I think that's what we're gonna call it for today. We hit 2.5 hours, which isn't bad. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna raid someone. I know. I'm sad to go as well. But I do have other things that I need to finish sewing around here and some content I need to put up. We will slowly get longer and longer streams and we'll get to talk more. We'll talk more about RPGs and D&D and all the things. I enjoy talking with you guys too. I enjoy talking with you too, Cookie. Okay. Let's see who we can raid today. Rio is around, Tankos is around, Lyro is up. They're playing Splatoon. Would you guys want to see Splatoon? Or do you want to go for someone different? There's so many cool people that we could raid. Oh, there's this person called Stone Lioness. She's doing a partner push. I'm sorry, I'm a bit lost. I'm looking at everybody that's around. Someone's doing Mecha Chameleon. What? Lulu is live? I didn't know that. Oh, she is. Maybe, I think she just came out. That's why. She just started going live. Okay. But we raided Lulu last time, so let's not raid her this time. We'll raid somebody else. Maybe somebody new. I'm trying to look for new streamers that we can, just raid in. This one's in German, so I can't understand it, unfortunately. Where was? I thought I know that. Oh, this guy's doing glass blowing. He's not a VTuber, but he's One Love 1994. This is a smoke session. I don't know if that's... Okay, do you guys want to see glass blowing? You want to see glass art? Glass working? I think that's interesting. Let's go raid him. He's eating right now. He's probably taking a break from glass blowing and all that. Yeah, let's go raid this guy. I don't know what our raid message is gonna be. Honestly, I don't really have one. Maybe just tell him to have a nice day. And no, tell him to enjoy his meal. He's having, I think, a breakfast meal right now. Just so tell him just to enjoy his meal, okay? And I'm gonna go and rest. And I'll see you guys later on. I'll post up the schedule so you guys know when we're next live, okay? Thank you so much for joining Tenny today on the stream. Please take care of yourselves. Please spend a few minutes in his stream as well, just watching him. I'm going to go rest. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye.